Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick product review. Got another Ryobi tool here. Yeah, I know. Ryobi, great products for the home user like myself. In contract situation, yeah, you're gonna go Milwaukee or something like that. So don't pick on the Ryobi guys who are buying stuff for home because that's one of the original Ryobi blue tools. It's an impact gun. I bought it like almost 20 years ago now. It cost me, I think it was like $69 with a battery and charger. Yeah, I've driven a couple 100,000 screws with it. Still works great. Yes, the Milwaukee would still be working, but the Milwaukee at the time was 4 times the price. So for the home user, Ryobi's great stuff. Anyways, why buy a 600 psi portable pressure washer for $199 Canadian, because that's what it was on sale for when I bought it here a couple weeks ago, when you can go buy a 110 volt plug-in at like 1600 psi, and sometimes you find them for as low as $99. Well, 2 reasons. One, this one, and show you here the bottom quick. This one actually doesn't need a garden hose. This one has its own pickup, and you could literally take like a 5-gallon bucket of water, pull it out of that. You're in a lake, something like that. You could use that. You want to use it in your pool for spraying, you know, the grime off the edge of your pool and stuff. You could actually put it in the pool and pump pool water back in and not, you know, dilute your pool water with garden hose water. Not like that would dilute it by much, you know. You'd have to put a lot of water in it. But you don't need a plumbing fixture to make this one work. And the other thing is 600 psi. This is great for things like, well, I'm going to take it down today and try it on our boat, you know, where you're spraying maybe the canvas a little bit, or just rinsing some dirt off from when we took it down the road yesterday, put it in the water. And then I'm going to bring it home and I'm going to try it on the cover of the hot tub as well. And that's the big one, because that cover, they specifically say don't pressure wash it because it's just vinyl material. Pressure washer will tear right through it. At 600 psi, and it's actually adjustable between 100 and 600 psi. I can dial this down and use it on those fine projects around the house where a garden hose doesn't quite give you the power you need, and a 120 plug-in or even a gas-powered pressure washer, it'll just rip holes in everything, and that's too much pressure for it. So I'm gonna pop this thing open, take a quick look at it, and then we're gonna go down the road and go to the boat and start do some cleanup. So Ryobi makes 2 versions of this. They make the 40 volt HP is what I picked up. They also make the 18 volt as well, in case all you've got is 18 volt batteries. Both units are 600 psi at 0.7 gallons a minute or 2.4 liters. Big plastic box underneath, rubber sealed, so you can put your battery in it to keep the battery from getting wet. So the head that comes with it is a 3-in-1. We have a rinse option, which, and I don't know if the camera will show that. You can see that's like a little shower head rinse option. You've got a turbo, which I'm going to assume is going to be the high pressure 600 psi option. And then there's also a 15-degree wider option, which most likely is the 100 psi spray. We'll find that out once we get things powered up. Got a carry bag, right full of parts. I got a longer hose with a filter on the end of it. Clearly that one is to go into the lake or something if you're pulling water there. And then there's a thin little hose, and I didn't see that in the box, and I'm not quite sure where it's marked on here, but it appears to be like a soap pickup. Now I'm looking at all the parts and I don't see where that would go, but maybe we'll read the manual and find out. Anyways, so that's a quick overview of what's in the box. You say I got a bunch of 40 volt batteries. Looking at the case, this will take, you know, the 6 amp hour. I'm going to take my 4 amp hour I've got because it's kind of an oddball. I'm going to keep it, and that'll stay on the boat with a charger at the boat. And Ryobi does have their bigger 7.2 amp hours, and clearly that's going to fit in there as well. And it's also, and I don't know if the camera will show that very well, it's got a rubberized foot on the bottom of the battery box. So when you set it down on a wet surface, it's going to create a little friction so it doesn't slide around. Okay. We're going to load all this in the car, we're going to zip down to the boat, and we'll fire it up down there and see what happens. Back with you in a little while. Okay, down here on the boat, getting things ready to go. A little dark in here, I apologize. The wind is blowing like mad out there, and so the camera would pick all that up. Yeah, so set up and give it a try. First thing I've noticed, they only give you 1 quick connect for the hose, which is interesting because they give you this thing, which looks like it's a soap pickup, a little short you put in like a soap bottle. So if you want to change between it and your hose, well, you got to spin that off. The other thing I noticed, and I don't know if the camera can see that, there's nothing in that. There's no valve or anything to shut the hose off. So when you pull this off, thinking like you can switch quickly between this and, you know, say your soap bucket, if you had another quick connect, that's not a valve that's going to shut the hose off. That's just a through and through. So I'm going to have to try and see if I can find something for that. But that's the first problem I see with this setup. But I got a battery in it. We're going to fire it up and we're going to see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna go to the turbo setting and see if, I don't think it'll take that black mark off. Usually I have to scrub that anyways, so there's their turbo. This should be the high pressure setting. Now, it doesn't look like it'll take those marks off, but like I said, that's something I usually have to get a scrub brush out. That's marks from the fenders and stuff banging around when we brought the boat over yesterday. And let's try our rinse option here, see what it does. So the rinse is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a big spray rinse, which would be nice if you're washing your car. What I am going to do, let's put it on turbo. And let's just hit the deck, or the dock board here, see what it does. It did a pretty good job taking that, and this dock has been here almost 10 years now, so that's not working that bad. I'm going to wash the rest of the boat with it, see how long the battery life is on it, and I'll close this video out. That's the soap bottle pickup that came with it. It's got internal threads on it. It actually threaded right up on top of the soap bottle of my boat soap. Just have to see, you know, the pressure washer says it's 0.7 gallons a minute. This thing is, well, it's, you know, 1 US quart. So I'm not a metric guy or imperial guy. I don't know what that is. What do we got here? Do we got liters? So it's almost a liter. So it should empty this thing theoretically, if it was water, in about 30 seconds. Hopefully the heavier soap doesn't move that quick. Okay, so back here on the swim platform, I got the soap bottle connected. As you can see, we got some dirty footprints and stuff from the swim platform just from moving the boat yesterday in the rain. And there is an airplane noise in the background. I am close to a military base, so. But soap bottle's on. Let's give it a try, see what it does. Okay, clearly needs a diluted soap bottle. I don't know if you can see the little bit of blue there, and that was because I squeezed it. The soap is clearly too heavy for this to pull. Let's go to the rinse setting, which should increase the flow rate. No, will not move soap that heavy. Well, I admit I did have to get the scrub brush out and some cleaner. is the cockpit itself. I hadn't cleaned since the boat came out of winter storage. I leave that till we were in at the dock, because in and out with shoes, and you know, the carpet is up, so this is ground in heavy dirt, so I did have to get the scrub brush out and scrub some spots. But the footprints on the swim platform from yesterday, it knocked those down really good. And I've done, you know, the whole cockpit area. This is a 30-foot boat, so I did the whole cockpit area, the swim platform, some of the side and everything. And the battery still shows it's got over 50% charge, so you're not going to replace a 120 volt plug-in, you know, 1600 psi or a gas powered 2400 psi pressure washer with this little tool. But for here on the boat, doing cars and stuff, especially in newer cars where bumpers are painted and things like that, where you got to be careful, you hit it, you know, you can peel paint right off bumpers and stuff. This looks like it's going to be a really good tool for that. The best part on the boat is it's self-contained power pack. I'm not dragging a 120 volt cord all over the boat with me, and I mean, the cords themselves will leave black marks on the gel coat, but you run the risk of dropping cords in the water. I mean, I've got GFIs in the boat to control it, but still, you don't want to get into that mess. So quick and easy. Like I said, I would like to see that pickup hose a little better to pick the soap up. Clearly it's got to be diluted, and that quick connect fitting, if I pull it off right now, the hose is charged, I'm gonna get wet. So yeah, I'll have to look, maybe that was defective and it's missing the internal guts, and I'm gonna go check the manual. Maybe I was supposed to have another one of those somewhere, but yeah, most definitely I'm gonna try and find a couple of those and have them just for quick, you know, flip-flops around between units. But overall, so far, really happy. It worked well. Super deal. Like I said, it was on sale, 199 bucks for the 40 volt version. The 12 volt version I think was on for 149, so depending on the battery you've got. And those prices are, of course, you know, at Home Depot in Canada. My American viewers, you're watching it, take, you know, 25-30% off the cost of that. Anyways, that's going to wrap that. I am going to take it home and I'll try the hot tub, and I'll just, or the hot tub cover. So I'll just throw a little clip here at the end of the before and after what that looked like. And yeah, we're going to wrap this up. Anyways, I appreciate you supporting the channel. Thanks for stopping by and checking things out. I'll see you next time.